At first, it all seems sweet and harmless. A cat playing the fiddle, a cow jumping over the moon, a little dog laughing, a dish running away with a spoon. Charming, isn't it? Hey, diddle, diddle, the cat and the fiddle, whispers a child in the dim light, falling asleep to the soft glow of a night lamp. The melody is soothing. The rhythm rocks gently. What could be simpler? But adults forget how to look deeper. They forget that fairy rhymes always hide something more. Behind the most innocent lines, there's often no fantasy, but memory, living, tangled, full of pain, betrayal, and love. These rhymes were passed down for centuries, whispered by candlelight, sung in taverns, created not just to entertain, but to remember, and sometimes to hide the truth. What if this isn't just a nursery rhyme, but an ancient encrypted tale? What if behind the cheerful tune lies a memory of queens who lost their thrones, of love turned into a crime, of stars that once guided when to sow, and when to fear disaster? This little song is a door, small, easy to miss, but if you look closely, a whole world opens behind it. The tombs of English queens, secret weddings under the moon, star maps hidden in rhyme, where a cow leaps across the sky. A very different story might begin. Are you ready to open that story with me? Then listen closely. A secret calendar in a rhyme. What if Hey Diddle Diddle isn't a child's whim at all, but a coded message from a world with no clocks, no almanacs, and no weather forecasts? What if behind the playful image of a cat with a fiddle lies something far more ancient, the voice of nature itself? Some researchers believe this rhyme goes way back, not just to the 16th century, but to a time when knowledge was passed through songs, not paper. When only a few could read, and the rest had to rely on memory and the sky. Picture a peasant's hut, stone walls, a smoky hearth. Outside, wind, a field, and a sky filled with stars. His family's fate depends on one thing: when to plant. One mistake, and winter will bring hunger. But he has no calendar, no nearby church, only a phrase passed down from his grandfather. When the cat plays the fiddle and the cow jumps over the moon, expect spring. The words sound strange, but there's order in them, a code. Astronomy disguised as a game. The cat? That's the constellation Leo. The fiddle? Lyra. The cow? Taurus. The little dog? Canis Minor. And the dish and the spoon? Of course, the bowl of the Big Dipper. When all these starry figures meet in the same sector of the sky, the moment has come. Time to till the earth, to cast the seeds, to hope, to live. It was a celestial calendar, wrapped in rhyme, easy to remember, even for children. It was sung by cradles, repeated by the fire, whispered at dusk in spring. Hey diddle diddle, not just a game, but knowledge, wrapped in rhythm, hidden in metaphor, preserved in an age when a song was the only book. And that's the magic. An old rhyme becomes a bridge between earth and sky, between forgetting and survival, between the ones who came before and us, who still whisper it at bedtime, not knowing it holds the sky. But there is another story. One word in this nursery rhyme changes everything. Diddle. In English, it's not just a sound. It's a verb, and it means to cheat, to deceive, to take away what was rightfully yours. A strange word for a children's rhyme, isn't it? So now let's ask, who was deceived? Who lost everything? Love, crown, and name? Catherine. You can no longer be queen, said Henry VIII, looking into the eyes of the woman who had shared with him not only the throne, but years of life, of pain, of faith, of hope. I am the lawful wife. I am the Queen of England, she replied firmly. Her voice did not tremble, her face held strong. Only her eyes showed sorrow and pride. Catherine of Aragon, daughter of mighty Spanish monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella. She came to England as a girl, her eyes full of faith, her soul raised in strict Catholic honor. At first, she was betrothed to Arthur, Henry's older brother. She was 15. So was he. 3 months later, Arthur died. Catherine became a widow, a girl with a wedding ring and no future. But years later, fate gave her a second chance. Marriage to Henry, Arthur's younger brother. A union blessed by Rome, a marriage that seemed happy. For nearly 25 years, they were together. She loved him. At first, he loved her too. But over time, Catherine cried more often at night. Almost all her children died, one after another, some at birth, some in infancy. Only one girl survived, Mary. And one day when hope was almost gone, Catherine gave birth to another daughter, stillborn. It was the last child, the last chance, the last note of their shared life. That's when Henry decided God was against them. God had not blessed their marriage. And standing near him already was another woman, young, dazzling, determined. Anne Boleyn. "I will not be your mistress," she said with a sly smile. "I will be your wife." And the king made his choice. But in England, divorce was impossible. The church forbade it. So Henry started a war, not with the people, but with Rome. He broke from the Pope, founded his own church, and declared Catherine's marriage invalid. She wasn't just rejected, she was erased. The marriage annulled, as if it had never been. Her title stripped, her daughter taken. She was banished from court, forbidden to see Mary. Her letters never reached her, her name was never spoken. But Catherine did not yield. "I am the Queen of England, and the wife of Henry. By right, by God's law," she wrote. To her final breath, she never accepted the annulment. Until her death, she signed every letter, Catherine the Queen. And in her last letter to Henry, the very man who destroyed her, she wrote, "Mine eyes desire you above all things. No rage, no accusations. Only love, silent, proud, immeasurable." Among the people, she was called Catherine the Faithful, Catherine la Fidèle, the woman who betrayed neither God nor herself. And maybe, just maybe, if you listen closely, it is her voice we hear in the rhyme. The cat with the fiddle is no comic image, but a symbol of the woman who played the final song of love, not for laughter, but as a requiem. And the dish that ran away with the spoon? That's Anne, the one who took from Catherine not just her husband, but her crown, and even her name. The one who danced at the ball while behind the curtains. The rejected queen wept. And maybe in these lines, there is more than mockery. There is sorrow, memory, defiance. Because sometimes, to tell the truth, you have to hide it in a song. But the story doesn't end there. Years passed. Henry died, then Edward, then Mary, and finally, the throne was taken by the one who seemed to fear only one thing: love. Queen Elizabeth I, brilliant, cold, radiant like the sun, and just as untouchable. They called her the cat, for her grace, for her sharpness, for the way she treated people. Gentle one moment, clawed the next. She played with courtiers the way a cat plays with mice. Elegant, ruthless, with a secret smile. Her favorite, Robert Dudley, the Earl of Leicester, was almost always near. Handsome, loyal, devoted, but still a toy. "My little dog," she whispered, touching his shoulder. He loved her. She allowed him to, but nothing more. He was hers, fanatically, but never her equal. Not in blood, not in power, not in right. And in courtly circles, strange nicknames began to spread. The dish, the one who served the meals. The spoon, the one who tasted the food. A risky job, an honorable one, because poison could be hidden even in cream. They whispered that a secret passion had sparked between the dish and the spoon. Or maybe, between others, even higher. Glances, hints, half-spoken words. Perhaps the rhyme hides this story too. A courtly love that never became legend. But there was another love. Real. Reckless. Fateful. Lady Catherine Grey. Elizabeth's cousin. Younger sister of Jane Grey, the 9-day queen. A girl with red hair, a gentle face, and a heart that beat too loud. She fell in love, not with a court fool, not with a dancer, but with Edward Seymour, the Earl of Hertford. a nobleman from a powerful dynasty. They knew the queen would never approve. They knew that marrying without her permission was a crime, but still, they did it. "Are you sure?" Catherine whispered in the dim room. "I'm sure of you," he said, and took her hand. They married in secret, quickly, with borrowed candles and borrowed vows. The only witness was Edward's sister, Jane. Then came the night. Their only one, first and last. Catherine returned to court, silent, careful, hiding the truth. But time passed. Her belly grew, rumors spread, and the queen found out. "Are you pregnant?" they asked. Catherine said nothing, but her hands clenched. Her heart raced. When the truth came out, the storm was instant. "To the Tower," Elizabeth roared. They weren't allowed to say goodbye, taken in the night. No light, no words, and still. Their love survived. The guards saw her sitting by the wall, clutching his letter, saw him staring at the sky from his cell, and they broke. They let them meet, in secret. At night, no words, just hands, just breath, just the hope that someday things would change. In 1561, she gave birth to a son, alive, healthy. They named him Edward. 2 years later, another boy. Even locked in towers, their love gave life, but the queen found out. They dared, again. Her voice rang like steel. 15,000 pounds in fines, the court ruled. Today, over 3.5 million. Separate them, forever. Let them never meet again. And so it was. Catherine remained alone, in a cell, in shadow. Her children were near, but without their father. Her letters intercepted, her pleas ignored. And then, her body gave up. At 27, Lady Catherine Grey died. Some said from illness, others from grief, from hopelessness, from love that could not survive behind bars. "Let Edward say goodbye, just once," she begged before her death. But no one listened. They never saw each other again. And now, reading this old nursery rhyme, line by line, we wonder, maybe it's not just a child's game. Maybe the spoon that ran away with the dish is Catherine and Edward, their stolen night, their escape from fate, their love. A love that ended not with a happy ending, but with silence. Or maybe it's all much simpler. Sometimes the most tangled stories turn out to be nothing more than fun. Maybe this rhyme isn't a hidden star map, or a sorrowful ballad of broken queens. Maybe it was born where people sang, drank, and laughed. In a tavern. A noisy, smoky inn where ale flowed on the tables. A fiddler played in the corner, and laughter echoed by the door. In those days, people played a game called tip-cat. At first glance, just a pub pastime. But that's where folk songs are often born. A piece of wood, sharpened at both ends, was called the cat. You placed it on the ground, flicked it up, and hit it with a stick. Then hit again. Strength, timing, precision. The farther the cat flew, the more points you earned. Circles marked the ground like a baseball diamond. Players ran, shouted, measured the distance, and sometimes they just laughed. "Look, he jumped over the base. Like a cow jumping over the moon," someone would yell, and the crowd burst out laughing. Laughter, a flying cat, jumping, ale sloshing in mugs, and in the background, a cheerful fiddler playing away. The cat, the fiddle, the cow, the jumps, the dog barking at his master's feet, the dish and the spoon vanishing from the table while no one's watching. All of it could inspire a line. Or maybe it was just a chorus. Hey, diddle, diddle. The rhythm fit the game. The tune stuck. They played and sang and played. That was it. No mysticism, no hidden messages. And fiddles were truly part of tavern life. The fiddler was almost sacred. He set the tone, accompanied drunken verses, carried the melody from table to table. People stood up, danced, sang. Music and laughter blended as one. In such places, taverns got their names. One of the most beloved across England. The Cat and Fiddle. There were many. Maybe it was just a nod to the rhyme, or maybe a quiet sign. Some believed it wasn't just a joke, but a political hint. Maybe the innkeepers were secretly showing loyalty to Catherine of Aragon, the faithful cat. The cat and fiddle as a symbol of memory, of resistance, of a song that could not be banned. So maybe Hey Diddle Diddle wasn't a royal riddle at all, just joy. A merry day in a tavern, sunshine, laughter, games, music, and a rhyme that survived, a meaning slipping through your fingers. Or maybe it's all just imagination. Maybe Hey Diddle Diddle truly carries no secret at all, just a silly, cheerful rhyme, a playful set of words made up in a tavern, or whispered by a nurse to calm a crying child. Maybe, but then why has it lasted for centuries? Why do people still repeat it? Why is it one of the most recognized rhymes in the world, even though it seems to have no plot, no lesson? Maybe because beneath the nonsense, there's more than we admit. Because each generation hears something different. Some, innocent nonsense. Others, grief. Some hear a love affair. Others, a hidden code written in stars. And some just remember their mother's voice singing them to sleep. And that alone is enough to keep it alive. Centuries have passed, but the words remain, as if someone is whispering to us. From far away, listen, it's not so simple. Look closer. Listen deeper. Behind the rhyme, behind the moon, behind the cow's joyful leap, something waits, a hint, a memory, a shadow. In every line, a reflection of an era. In every phrase, a forgotten name. In every pause, a pain once too dangerous to speak aloud. So maybe Hey Diddle Diddle is a mirror. And the real question is not what's hidden inside, but what you hear. And you? Do you hear just a nursery rhyme, or the whisper of the past, reaching across the centuries? Share your thoughts with us. We read every one. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening. The stories are only beginning, and behind each one, a truth still waiting to be found.